Up Wednesday. It actually hasn't started. It says live video is starting, but it hasn't actually started.
There we are.
There we are. Welcome. I'm Steven.
I'm John. Good morning.
We're probably gonna try. We're trying to keep today short. I know it's pretty busy around here. We're having to use a different camera because Facebook never wants to do the same thing every day.
Yeah.
So it's making the shirt look very psychedelic. I don't know what's going on with that because it's really just a
I got a shiny head and you
checkered
got a shiny shirt.
checkered shirt. So try not to let that distract you. But today we're going to be talking about a feature called IVUPC. And so John's going to talk a little bit about that. He's going to show that off. And then towards the end of the call, we're actually going to sneak preview kind of what we're going to be doing
Next week.
Next Wake Up Wednesday. So anyway, with that,
Without further ado, so this utility is called IVUPC. It's a way for you to tie multiple items to one item number that you keep in inventory. So this is for our timeout still works. We
Timeout
probably should
feature.
turn that off. If you don't know about the timeout feature, there is one.
it'll automatically close.
So this is for like probably novelty items. So what I'm going to show you today, I'm going to use pencils, and so maybe you get 100 different types of pencils. You can put in one generic item in inventory called pencil.
I think some people use this for like pass-alongs and things like that as well.
Yeah, maybe DaySpring planners, little planners you might have right there at the register, things like that. So today I'm just going to show you how you would set it up for pencils. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into IVM and change delete. And then, like I said, the generic item I'm giving it is pencil. So the key things here are, well, it's right behind our, can I move this?
Yeah, just click and
Okay.
drag.
So the big thing here is, okay, I'm just going to keep it like that. The grouping, you have to set that to multiple. So that's the big one. Then you just put whatever your price is for the pencils. And I'm going to go ahead and save that here. And then the actual program is IVUPC. So this would be if all of the individual items have their own barcode. And so I'm just going to go into input routine and say maybe the code is purple.
We'll put something that looks like, let's say it's like 978 da 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 da.
Okay, I'm going to copy that so we can see that in inventory. And then what you do is you put in the generic item of that UPC. And so go ahead and save. And then I'm going to go out. And then, again, you're going to put in like red pencil, blue pencil, all the different...
You'll put in several different UPCs that all tie to that same...
that generic item. And so I'm going to go into point of sale here. And I'm going to ring up that item number. And you'll see that it's going to bring up that generic pencil. And so you go in. Again, I added other pencils that was, the barcode was red pencil. So it's just ringing up that generic item. And so whenever you cash out, I'm not going to do a...
It also allows you to look at your end of day and see at least how many of those pencils you did. It's not going to break it down individually.
And so you can see here from the receipt that it rang up those two pencils. So that's just a way, again, little utility you may not know about. So that's what we have today. Next week, though, I'm going to be talking about kits. This would be really good for Mother's Day. We missed Mother's Day, so we're going to talk about graduation kits.
Yeah, so it's a way that if you want to add, like a planner, like 3 different items, college graduation items, and put them in a little basket. It's a way to create a kit where you just scan one barcode and it takes out one of every one of those things inside the basket. So you don't have to scan each one individually, or maybe you get a special price, a discounted price by bundling it all together. And so that's what we're going to be talking about next week.
Just so you know, though, you can get a head start on that. At Enter Program Name, if you type in Tutor, there's going to be there's one in here called Inventory and Setting Up Kits. And so you've got Inventory Kit Maintenance. And so that, like I said, that's a good way of, selling, fluff it up. Maybe you make Easter baskets, Easter kits at, Easter. Anyway, so there you go. You can bring that document up and go through that. And that's just a way to do kits. So we'll be talking about that more next week. So,
hey, remember, we are praying for you. Just special prayer request, if you would pray. We had really bad fires in the Abilene area last night, and a lot of people lost homes, including our Brent Casey that works for us. So he's out today, obviously. But if you would just be lifting up him and his wife Carol, it's a very hard thing to lose your home, and so if you'd just lift them up. There were lots of other people that lost their homes here in Abilene as well. But we just want to lift Brent up. And if you wouldn't mind praying for him as well, we would really appreciate that. I just can't imagine losing my home. And so if you would just pray over that. We love you. We are praying over y'all. We love praying for you when we talk to you. And so if you ever have any prayer requests, again, keep sending those our way. We would love to lift you up in prayer.
Those. We do.
All right. Well, that's Wake Up Wednesday for today. And tune in next week for how to do those graduation baskets or kits. We'll talk about that next week. Y'all have a great day.
Love y'all. Bye.